channel, and if you're new here, hey girlies! So today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one. As you guys know, I like to do my regular Q&As, but this time I asked you guys to leave questions or things that you needed advice for with your own personal life, and I did that on Instagram, and I got quite a few questions and quite a few things to talk about today. So today, for the first video of this new little series on my channel, I guess, I'm going to talk about the ones that you guys were liking the most, because I assume those are what you want me to talk about the most. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about those today, and I'm going to give you guys the best, I guess, advice or opinion that I can. I'm not in the situation, so I don't really see both sides of it, so I'm going to give the best advice that I can, and it's also a lesson that you guys need to know. Try to see it from both people's sides in the future if you're ever in an argument, or if you ever feel like you don't know what's going on or whatever. Try to see it from the other person's point of view as well, and I guarantee you will be a lot less stressed in life. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, and I don't know how to pronounce her name. I've been following her forever. I think her name is Fiola. And she asked, how to not give a fuck. I'm so petty and literally want to fight everyone who makes eye contact with me for more than 5 seconds. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I went through a phase of this like last month. I don't know what my issue was. Like I don't know. I had this problem where if people were staring at me and my mans for more than 5 or 10 seconds, I'm like, ooh, bitch, what are you looking at? What are you staring at? But little did I realize, maybe they were looking at us like, oh, that's cute, or they're cute, or they're acting like dumbasses, goofballs in public. Instead of thinking of that side, I instantly lashed out and I was like, what? And that is not the right thing to do. So I completely get where you're coming from, Fiola, that you feel like you just want to lash out on everyone, and that starts with you. Clearly, and I know I'm not like a licensed doctor or a therapist, but it seems to me like it's a problem within yourself, and I'm not gonna say you're insecure. I'm not gonna say you have problems with people, you know, trying to talk to you. But I have noticed that I had a friend in the past who, whenever people would look at her too long, or whenever people would, you know, like they could have their own conversation on their own with their own family or whoever they're with, and if she overheard it and felt like she could fit into the shoes, she thought they were talking about her. And deep down, that was rooted from insecurity within herself, because she felt like everybody was against her or everybody was talking bad about her, when in reality no one was even paying attention to her. So you need to realize within yourself, why am I getting upset just because people are looking at me? Is it because I'm not comfortable in the outfit I'm wearing and I'm scared people are judging me? Am I trying something different today and I feel like people are judging me? Like, what's the actual like problem? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I'm not gonna bullshit and be like it's their fault. Like, yes, people are staring, and some people need to realize that it's not okay to just stare. There's somebody who just stares at people for like we're gonna do a whole 5 seconds. Ready? Creepy. If somebody was just staring at me dead on with just staring at me, then okay, I might be like, what? Hello? You don't have to lash out on them. You don't have to be petty and be like, what are you looking at, ugly? Like, don't do anything like that. I honestly believe that because I have experienced a friend and I've experienced it myself, I was assuming that it was negative. I thought people were staring for the wrong reasons. I thought they were staring because, oh, maybe they don't like what they're seeing or something. Like, I don't know. But that's what I was thinking. I always thought the negative. Like, if they're staring for more than a couple seconds, they're thinking something negative. But that's not the case all the time, because I'm sure you find yourself looking at beautiful men, beautiful girls, and being like, wow, like that's a bomb-ass bitch, and staring for more than a couple of seconds. And what do you think they're thinking when you're staring at them, you know? You gotta think about it from the other person's point of view. And sis, you are gorgeous. That's probably why people are staring at you. I'm gonna be honest, this girl is beautiful, so that's probably why they're staring at you. You need to work on not caring about other people's opinions, because I'm the kind of person that, like, if I walk past you and you're like, ew, she's ugly, I'm gonna be like, bye. Really, you think? I'm not gonna like be like, fuck you, bitch. No, I'm gonna be like, okay, thanks. I'm not gonna get mad about it. And once you like realize that nobody else's opinions really fucking matter, you're gonna be a lot happier. Isabel X Luring asked, is it bad that I'm 14 and I've never kissed anyone? And almost 100 of you guys liked her comment, so I assume quite a few of you want me to talk about this. So, first of all, honey, you're 14. And I know these days in 2018, 14 kind of means 19. I don't know what the hell happened, but when I was 14, I'll insert a photo if I have one. Ain't nobody want to kiss that. I was not the cutest. And I'm not saying it has to do with looks, but I did not feel cute. I was very, very insecure at 14 years old. I was experiencing people bullying me. I was not in a good place. I had a small little first kiss in 6th grade, but that was something really tiny. It was just a quick little, but that was it. But my first real kiss was somebody that I actually really liked, because you may think you kind of like somebody in elementary school, but come on. So I never viewed middle school as a big deal to like be sexual. I've never viewed it as, like, even as a middle schooler, I wasn't pressured, which is so like sad to me that these days kids are so pressured to be more fast. Any sexual encounter you have, kissing, sex, whatever, you do not need to be doing any of that unless you're mentally prepared for the emotions and the mental and everything that comes with it. And I know it may seem like I'm being a little extra and I'm reaching, because come on, Vanessa, it's just kissing. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a little survey right now. Go ahead and put your hand up if you've ever only kissed somebody, which is considered a hookup these days, right? I thought that hooking up meant y'all slept together. But these days people are like, oh, they hooked up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they had sex? And they're like, no, they just kissed. I'm like, okay. So how many of y'all can raise your hand and say you kissed/hooked up with somebody and developed feelings? I'm sure a lot of you raised your hand. It's not likely, and not everybody can go and kiss a bunch of people or kiss this person. Even some people these days can, it's called a one-night stand. It's called being casual with it. A lot of people can just do what they want to do, get what they want out of it, and bounce. And these days, the same thing goes with kissing. Some people, there's actually been a boy, you guys. There's been a boy that I kissed. Was it 18 or 19? I think I might have been 18 turning 19, but there was this boy that I was kind of feeling. I thought he was cute. All we ever did was kiss because, I don't know, I just wasn't interested in anything other than that. So all we ever did was kiss a couple times, and when I tell you guys, he got invested. He thought we were dating. He thought that it was a whole ass relationship. He was starting to count days, weeks, happy 2 weekend. I'm like, what? So some people do get a lot more emotionally involved, so back to what I was saying. It is completely okay to have not done anything at 14 years old. My point is that you're not even fully mentally developed at 14 years old. Feeling pressured and feeling ready is two different situations and two completely different things. But there's a difference between feeling ready within yourself and all your friends over here like, did you sleep with him yet? Did you sleep with him yet? Are you gonna sleep with him? Are you gonna sleep with him? Are you like, come on, are you gonna sleep with him? Me and my boyfriend are sleeping together, you know? And that's where the pressure comes in. You're like, okay, I guess I'm ready. Are your friends around you, everyone around you saying like, well, I've kissed people, I've kissed. Is that why you're so like worked up about it? And you're like, oh my gosh, why have I not kissed anyone yet? And I told you guys, I'm gonna get deep into these questions. I'm not gonna just be on the surface and be like, no, you're fine, next question. No, I'm gonna dig deep so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. It's completely fine to not do anything at 14 years old. It's fine to not do anything at 15. It's fine to not do anything at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It doesn't matter until you're ready. If you are not ready to take that next step to explore more into your sexual nature and all that, then you're fine. Do not feel pressured. Yes, there may be 7 billion people in the world. Obviously, they're not all in front of you. If you don't find somebody at your school that you clicked with, that you liked, then it is what it is. Later on in the future, I've actually met people who haven't had their first kiss until they were like 18 or 19. And I know some people that are older than me and they're still virgins and they still haven't made out with anybody. But at the end of the day, if you're not ready to take that kind of step in life, then you're not ready. If it hasn't happened for you, it hasn't happened. Everything has a time. Everything will happen when it should happen. That's why we're gonna go into this question next. I wanted to answer both of these together because everything I just said in the last one correlates with this one. And this person's username is submissive. And they asked, a lot of people that I know have lost their virginity. I prefer to save up for marriage, or at least until I'm 18, but I'm not sure if it's okay to do now or just wait. What do you think I should do? So that's why I said everything I just said. I saw this question right underneath it. Girl, okay, you said waiting until I'm 18. I don't know if you're a boy or girl, but you said that you want to wait till you're at least 18, which means that you're probably younger than that. Everything I just said applies to this question as well. If you do not feel like you are ready, and clearly you have in your mind instilled that you want to wait until marriage or at least until you're 18. I lost my virginity when I was 18 years old because honestly, you guys, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I wish I waited a little longer. The person that I did lose it to was my boyfriend, but I know that I wasn't fully ready yet. I think I was like, when I answered this question, I made a video actually, I think I was like 18 or 19 when I answered this question the last time when I was talking about virginity, and I answered it like, yeah, I thought I was ready, he was my boyfriend, yeah, we were ready, but now I'm gonna be 22 this year. So I'm not answering the question as the girl who lost her virginity a couple months ago or last year. I'm talking about the girl who, or the woman who now throughout the years has had more experience and has gone through life a lot more. And I do definitely wish that I did wait until I found somebody who I cared about a lot more. And I suggest everybody watching this video follows that as well, because I know like some women and some men view virginity as something super simple, but because I grew up raised that, maybe if I wasn't raised that it was something special, then maybe I wouldn't care, right? But because I was raised that it is something holy and it is something, it's a gift, like it's a perfectly wrapped box, okay? And I'm not saying once you open the box it's a disaster, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is it's a gift, and it should be something special to you. And even if it doesn't seem, you know, like that big of a deal right now, maybe in a couple of years you're gonna be like, damn, it is kind of more of that. It is a little bit bigger than that. Yes, sex is a big deal, and it is a big thing in a lot of relationships, but y'all went a whole 15 years without having sex, so why do you suddenly need to have it? So if you feel like somebody is pressuring you, like, hey, we need to sleep together, we need to have sex already, like, they're having sex, well, clearly that's all that's on their mind. That's all I have to say about that. If somebody really cares and loves you and respects you, that doesn't even matter. You guys don't have to have sex.
And ladies, I want to also put out there, guys feel pressure too from their friends as well, so just because your boyfriend does ask you, hey, are you ready for that next step, doesn't mean he doesn't love and that he doesn't respect you, because yes, there are good guys and good girls in this world, but I am saying that if you are feeling consistently pressured, then you guys need to have that conversation. But just because your boyfriend asks you if you're ready for that does not mean he doesn't respect you. I just want to put that out there because guys feel the same pressure. Well, I don't know if it's the same, but guys feel pressure just as girls. So you don't know if his guys are, you know, pushing him as well.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Some of y'all act like sex is the biggest thing that runs the world. Yes, it is. It's cool or whatever. But some people really act like it's the best drug in the world. Until you guys are adults and ready to explore other things. I'm sorry, but if I have never met a couple. Like I said, I'm almost 22 years old. We're not gonna talk like I'm 12 right now, okay? Because if you guys didn't have to have sex at 14, why do you have to have sex at 15? Why is it so important to have sex at 16? Why is it so important to have sex at 17? Why don't you focus on doing your homework?
So I figured, since I'm already talking about the topic, I'm gonna get into more like serious questions that I know a lot of ladies want to know about, maybe gentlemen as well. So if you don't care about any of the science or like the body stuff, then go ahead and skip this part, but we're about to get medical.
Hey guys, so I feel like I forgot to mention a lot of things in my video, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this before the rest of it because I feel like like I said, I forgot to answer so many questions that I know are like the main points. So the first one that I'm gonna talk about is pain, bleeding, and why are we bleeding in the first place? Because y'all, this is supposed to be an informative video. Basically, you have a thin, fatty tissue called your hymen that is inside of your vagina. And there's a hole small enough for you to be able to use tampons and for menstrual blood to flow through. The reason you're bleeding when you lose your virginity is because it's getting stretched out. The reason why some people don't experience as much pain down there or not as much bleeding is because sometimes it could be stretched naturally, whether you're riding a bike or you fell a certain way or you're in sports. So if you don't bleed during your first time, that's okay. But you are going to most likely feel pressure. I mean, not most likely, you are. That is probably the most uncomfortable part of it all. That is where the pain comes from, because it's being stretched. It hurts, and then the pressure combined, it just makes it uncomfortable. Number 2, a lot of people ask, is there a certain age when you should lose your virginity? As you continue to watch the video, you can see that I'm implying that I do think it is a lot better and a lot safer on your mentality to wait until you're more mature as a human. Wait until you're out of high school. Wait until all that stupid BS drama is done happening, because once you're out into the real world, that's when you start making connections that actually matter, because most of the time, you're not going to still be with the guy that you were dating in high school. Most of the time, you're not even going to be friends with half the people that you met in high school. That's just facts. I'm not saying high school friendships and relationships don't matter, but once you're out in the real world, it's a whole different ballpark. I guarantee you. So I do recommend that you do wait until you're a lot more mentally developed, because at 13 years old, come on now. Number 3, is it possible to get pregnant on my first time? Sis, it is possible to get pregnant anytime. The amount of people that get pregnant from their first time because they didn't use protection, because they thought, oh, I don't even know what the thought process is there. Whether it's your first time, your second or third, you still have the same chance of getting pregnant, getting an STD, getting an STI, like just as much as everybody else. Number 3, I think I'm on 3. I don't know how to count that well, whatever. Make sure, I urge you guys, make sure the person that you do with for the first time is somebody that you trust. Because all those things that I just told you, the uncomfortableness, the pain, it's not something you just go straight into. He doesn't just dart up in you. It needs to be a slow process. It's not something that just happens. So make sure the person that you do choose to be with, you trust completely, you're comfortable with, you feel safe around, because you are going to feel so vulnerable in that situation. Under those circumstances, you're going to feel so vulnerable. So make sure that person is somebody that you trust. Now back onto the rest of the video. Because at the end of the day, your vagina isn't going anywhere. Because I did have friends who were sexually active, and those were the exact same friends who were worrying more about their guys, about, oh, why is he talking to this girl? And I'm like, why are you so self-conscious all of a sudden? Well, we're sleeping together now, and I feel like he should be more committed to me. And I'm like, committed? You guys are 15 and a half. At the end of the day, sex brings a lot of emotions. And a lot of people think it's just a quick pop of the cherry and you guys are whatever. No, it changes your complete chemistry of your brain, okay? You start experiencing emotions you've never experienced before. Even the female body changes once it starts having sex, okay? So there's so many factors and so many things that change when you partake in these activities. Now, I'm not telling you guys you need to wait until after you're out of high school. My advice is wait until you find somebody that you know you love. You don't have to give it to just anybody. And if you are one of those girls who did decide to lose their virginity in high school, that doesn't make you a slut. It doesn't make you a whore. It doesn't make you anything. Okay? So I hope that everything that I've said isn't making people who have had sex feel bad about themselves. Because at the end of the day, you did it. And I hope you are aware of the things that can happen from sex. That is also a reason why I'm saying you should wait until you have your priorities straight before you start partaking in these things. Because what if you get pregnant? I'm not saying everybody who has sex gets pregnant. This isn't Mean Girls where you have sex, you get pregnant, and you die. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. What happens if you were to get pregnant? You can get pregnant with a condom. You can get pregnant on birth control. There's no such thing as 100% baby-proof birth control. The only 100% birth control that works is keeping your legs closed. Aside from pregnancy, and I don't care what people say, the pull-out method does not exist. There is a thing called pre-ejaculation, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys are trying to boom, 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 and then he pulls out at the end and everything's fine, no. Some things were swimming in you during the act. And aside from that, STDs and STIs. STDs are a thing. STIs are a thing. Yes, you can go to the doctor and get cures for some of these things, but guess what? Herpes never goes away. And sometimes you don't even know you got chlamydia. That shit can hide in there and then flare up out of nowhere. You don't know. the body's a real funny thing, isn't it? I'm sure there's a way to still get an STD with a condom. I'm sure there are ways. There's a lot of factors that come with sex. Pregnancy, STDs, STIs, the emotional. So you need to make sure that you're 100% ready for it. Like I said, I obviously had urges as a teenager. There was a boy that we were best friends, but then it turned a little serious after that, okay? And I actually made a story time about falling in love with my best friend. I think I still have that story time up. But I fell hard for this boy, so I thought, right? And one day I told him, I was like, honestly, I would be okay with giving you my virginity. And you want to know what he said? He's like, nah, I already took 2 virginities within the past couple of years. I'm not taking yours. And I was like, oh. And I was like, why? It's a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. I don't care if those other people, right? And he said, no, but, and I'm so glad he said this. He was like, no, but like it's actually a lot more serious than that. Because after I, slept with these girls, because he was in relationships with them, and he's like, after I slept with these girls, things changed after we had sex the first time. It's as if they got a lot more clingier, and they didn't trust me as much, and I don't want that to happen between you and me. So whatever's going on with us right now, let's keep it this way, and maybe when we're older. And I'm so glad he told me that. I never slept with him, but I'm so glad he told me that, because that's true. Like I said, I saw friends who would all of a sudden get clingy to their boyfriends and everything changed and It doesn't happen all the time, but a lot of the time it happens. So if you want to wait until marriage, good for you. But if you do decide that you find somebody that you really care about and you know in your heart that you're ready, then go ahead and do it. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, if you have any other questions, we have a community in the comments. Everybody reply to each other. Everybody talk to each other. I noticed on my Instagram a lot of people were replying to each other, giving each other advice. So let's treat that the same way on my channel. So aside from all of that, I am going to be holding a giveaway very, very soon on my Instagram, just because I feel like I haven't done one for you guys in a minute, like an actual giveaway. I'm not sure what I want to give away yet, so feel free to comment below what y'all want. Like, I know summer's coming up, so I'm not trying to give away like back to school stuff. Like, what do you guys want? You guys want like a couple coins? Should I give away like $500 to 2 people so you guys can like go on a vacation or something? But make sure you follow me on my Instagram at simplynessa15. Right now, pause the video, go follow me on Instagram at simplynessa15, because that's where I'm going to post the giveaway, and y'all might not know about it if you don't follow me on there. That's also where I keep contact with you guys the most. I literally go through my DMs every day replying to a couple of you guys, so make sure follow me on Insta. So like I said, thank you so much for watching, and leave anything else below if you want me to talk about it in a future video, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.